Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my cell care series. My name is Kim Tran, and today's focus is going to be introducing you and giving you a brief tutorial on one of my favorite SEL curriculums called Second Step. So, depending on what grade level you're in, you will either get a binder, a teacher binder. You may get a smaller box that has flashcards, or the younger grades will get a giant box because there are puppets included as well. So, just for practice sake, I wanted to show you. You go to secondstep.org. That's their official website. And I'm going to focus on fifth grade because I already jumped ahead just a little bit. But if you're first opening up your teacher kits for the first time, you're going to want to register under new user. And it's just like any other registration: name, where you work, your email, really basic information. Most importantly, though, for this is you're going to need your activation key, which is located at the beginning of every binder, every teacher binder, which is right about here. And then once you register, you will have a dashboard created, and I'll show you that right now. So as you can see, I'm already logged in. Second Step is awesome, by the way. They work very closely with Castle, and all of their lessons pretty much align to all the 5 components. So as you can see, since I've already registered ahead of time, I registered the 5th grade kit. It shows me which kits I have. And if you have time, or if you're an administrator and you want your teachers to be able to have adequate training, there's a whole training program that is included in here. As you can see, I've already started the training. So I'm just going to click this. It would say start your training instead of resume training. So while this seems like a lot of busy work, I strongly recommend you do go into this because I've done this before, this training before, and I found it to be very helpful. Because a lot of times teachers get curriculums, say, hey, here's the kit, have fun with it, but they have no idea what to do with it. You probably do have an idea of what to do with it, but if you want to get full training from the Committee for Children, which is what Second Step's parent company is, then I would strongly suggest you go through the modules. And administrators, I would suggest you make time for teachers to be able to go through these modules. An even more perfect scenario would be a school staff going through these modules together. But because I believe this is a K through 5 full training. There is preschool as well. I'm not sure if they have their own training, but I'm sure the K-5 would suffice as well. So since this is a tutorial, I'm not going to show you the entire module, otherwise it'd be a very long video. They also have teaching how to teach the lessons and how to reinforce the skills to make it common language and common practices within your classroom and hopefully within your school. So if you are like a lot of teachers, though, and you don't have time at the moment to go through all these modules, then you can skip ahead to the teach. So with Second Steps, every teacher guide, it comes with the DVD that gives you all the access to the songs, the videos, and the lessons. And then, of course, each lesson, let's just do lesson 1 to keep this as simple as possible. Lesson 1 and they all come with a poster visual. And then they actually give you a list of what's included. It's a full lesson plan. And even to make it even easier, they give you a verbatim scope and sequence and lesson for each, a lesson plan for each one that tells you what to say specifically and what you hope students to respond when you ask them questions. Now, that's one way of handling this, which is fine. I mean, that will suffice. It'll be effective. These are all evidence based lessons that they've spent many hours on focus groups to make sure these lessons are effective. But what I would suggest in my practices is I would analyze my class and assess and see what are common or maybe even what are the priorities of what you want to address. And you take those each lesson and you tailor it towards that situation. So, for example, I had a situation with a second grade class, and it was a mean girl situation. A group of girls were intentionally leaving people out, making sure everyone knew they were a clique, that kind of deal. And I tailored all my lessons, my problem solving lessons, my empathy lessons, towards not calling out those specific girls as mean girls, but tailoring it towards. So, what would you do if you had a group of people who were not um, letting you play with them, or how would you feel um, if you weren't allowed to play with certain people? If you asked them to play and they just wouldn't let you join in. So that's just a very brief example. I hope you get what I'm saying. Um, but like I said, this is a quick tutorial, so I won't jump into all of that. Uh, the purpose of this is to navigate this website. So when you go to teach, it'll give you all the materials, like I said, that are included in your teacher kit. So for example, scope and sequence. See, it pops up pretty quick, very succinct, tells you what the lessons are, listening with attention, being assertive, predicting feelings, etc. It's whatever's developmentally appropriate for that age group, of course. They even have family letters if you want to let your families of your students know what is being taught and potentially, hopefully, encouraging them to reinforce it at home as well. And even gives the activation key for the family to be able to go in and do work at home if you're able to get your families to be open to that. Um, Really quick, last but not least, all the lessons are included. Like I said, you can either use your binder and the DVDs, or you can have a projector projecting everything that you're seeing right now. So as you can see, even the prep is included. You just scroll down. This is the daily reinforcement. And then here's the lesson script for you. Literally, the words that are in bold are what second steps suggest for you to say. Like I said, you can do this verbatim, or you can take the concept and make your own flavor with it. But as you can see in the parentheses, they have what you want your students to be able to get towards. You want them to be able to say things like solving problems, empathy, managing emotions with this particular question. So it's very user friendly. Honestly, you could take 15 minutes before the lesson's even taught and still be able to teach this effectively. But if you really want to get the most out of it, you would assess your class first, and you would try to study this in advance to think about how you want to make it even more effective for your particular classroom. If you needed this on one side, you could also just make an extra second step. If you want to be able to see the video and have the lesson next to each other, you could, or you could print them out, print out the story and discussion, or use your binder. And then you would just half screen it, because as you can see, it's okay for you to have it on the same pages twice. So this is what I would do if you really wanted to do it this way. And then you could share your screen, or however you want to do it in the Google Meet, or whatever you utilize to just show just the video only. you probably don't want them to see all of what you're about to tell them and have them read that. But that's totally up to you. I hope you understand where I'm going. And then last but not least, again, here is the video for this particular lesson. The only thing I would suggest is every class is different. Some classes will really be into some of these videos and the music videos, I mean, that are associated. And some classes will really not enjoy them, and then you don't want to lose your class right away. But that's up to you to determine, do you think your classes would enjoy the videos or would they not? However, I will say that I've watched many of these story and discussion videos, and these videos typically aren't too cheesy, and they do get the message across for what the lesson is. So I think most classes are good with the lesson videos, but the music videos are always the trickier ones. So just wanted to show you a quick preview of what the videos look like. Second Step recently updated their videos as of 3 or 4 years ago at the latest, because I was part of that group that focused on redesigning Second Steps. Check out the old ones when you get a chance, though. They are pretty funny. Black and white and set back in the 80s. So here's the videos for this lesson 1, which is about empathy. This is more of an introduction of the Second Steps program for students. So if you're still with me right now, I'm going to show you really quick. Like I said, this is more of an introduction video. They don't all look like this. I wanted to show you what lesson 2 looks like, and that'll give you a better view of what the videos usually look like. It usually has it's almost a story going on. So here we go. So this is lesson 2. It's about a student who's not paying attention to their friend and trying to identify how it makes the friend feel. Okay. So see, these videos after the introduction lesson are different, where they will give you more of a storyline, a lot more interesting for students to pay attention to, and they're pretty effective overall. And most of them come with a part 1 and a part 2. All right. Well, my friends, that is your tutorial for Second Steps. I would suggest to you have a growth mindset. Believe it or not, the students do enjoy these lessons, of course, as long as they're delivered with some energy. And even more so if you're able to tailor it towards situations that are occurring in your classroom, whether it's recess, lunch, specials, or something within your own class. My friends, once again, I'm Kim Tran. This was a self-care series lesson, and feel free to collaborate with me. If you work with me currently, you know my email address, but if you don't, my personal email address is k_tran5@hotmail.com. Happy to always collaborate. Until then, take care and best of luck, everyone.